Your attention, please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas. Thank you.
Sayın yolcular, lütfen terminallerdeki sigara içme yasağına uyunuz. Sadece işaretlerle gösterilen bölümlerde sigara içilebilir.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Grumpy is Gaming. This is not the second episode of the Airport CEO series that I started last time I posted. I'm having to start again because I had a hardware failure on my PC, and unfortunately I didn't have a backup of my save file from Airport CEO. I did not think it was worthwhile trying to pick up from the second episode where we left off in the first one, because I could have changed something. I might have had a better idea while I was playing. So I'm just going to dive in, start the series again. I'm going to go for two eps really in this one, which will be 1 hour worth of gameplay, just so that we get the airport running and get past our initial setup. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in and get going. I'm okay with that, except in reality my skin colour's a lot pastier than that. And because I'm old, I'm going to stay with the white hair. Suit, I definitely like the red tie, so we're going in there. Grumpy, and you can call me Mr. Gamer. We're going to go back to where we were in our aborted series for Lisbon, confirming the airport. We're going to go Grumpy's International. Grumpy Gamer International. We're going to go with, let's see, difficult or extreme. No, we'll go difficult. Let's not make it too hard for ourselves. And start a game. I'm not going to go over all the things that I did the last time I started the game, because if you've already seen the introduction, the tour through the panels, and the keys, then we're pretty much up to date. So we're just going to go straight in and get set up. Now, the concept I used last time was you have not unlocked this area yet. Ah, that's better. Right, we're going to go over here, and the setup will be as I described in which was going to be my first video. So the concept basically is small runway, far right hand side of the area we're allowed to build in. We're going to keep things fairly compact, and we're going to start off with some aircraft stands for general aviation, and that will produce money for us. My idea being that it's not a good idea to go into debt, not a good idea to have interest. So I'm going to try and build my airport debt-free. As you can see down here, now is that building material? Yes, the first building materials have arrived. They'll be unloading, and then in a minute we'll go ahead and get some contractors. Actually, we might as well start now. So we'll go and get the contracts organised. Under operations, construction. Oh, we haven't signed the contract yet. Right, contracts. HWY, which for some obscure reason they chose, even though it's short for highway. What have we got now? $8.70 per hour for 68 contractors. So we sign that. Good, we have a contract. We go down to operations, we go to construction, and we're not going to deploy all 68 contractors. Let's go with 28, so we go control to go up by 10, then we'll add the 8, which means that we've got 40 contractors in reserve. So let's call the company, and there you go. We have ordered 28 contractors to come and start building our airport. So while those guys are getting themselves organised, let's go and put our taxiway in grass. Now, taxiway is a width of 3, and we'll go out 3 because that seems to be a good tile, and then those 3 will be the start of the taxiway down the side of the runway. Yep. We'll just plug into this straight away. So while we're waiting for the contractors to, they've arrived and they're heading up here to get the material that they need to start the building process. So that's all good. Okay, we'll just come in here so we have a feel for where we're going to put things. So the next thing we need, let's just give that. Next thing we need is, next thing we need is our aircraft stands, and we're going to, with everything, just to go over this again, we're going to use grass. The cost of an aircraft stand in grass is 20,000. In bitumen it's 60, and concrete is also 60. So we're definitely going with the saving money aspect of this one. So we're going to use some space in there, if for no other reason than to give our aircraft opportunity and space to be able to stop while other aircraft are moving to and from on the taxiways. So we're going to open up our operations. We're going to have, if you like, stands for 8 aircraft. Actually, let's save a little bit of money there. Do that. Why is that not? Okay, I don't know why that's not highlighting, but we've built it. Just focusing here on building the taxiways, right? Actually, it looks like they've almost finished building the runway. Okay. We'll put the taxiway nodes in so that the aircraft know in which part they can travel. So the first thing is in and out of whoa. What just happened there? That's better. Okay, all right. I don't know if that's a graphics glitch or whether that's actually saying that it's put taxiways on the runway. I think we're going to be happy to go along and see how that works out. Okay, we'll put our air traffic control tower in. Small one. Whoop. And again, we'll line it up because we know that on these stands down at the bottom, the last two tiles are road. So we're going to hook up those stands with the air traffic control tower. And of course, if there is any traffic later on, that will allow it to travel across there. Which means we won't have to build additional roads. And these are service roads. So I'm actually going to do that in asphalt so that we can identify them later on. Because at some point, when everything is made of grass, it gets difficult to tell where one thing is and another thing begins. So we're still getting material being dropped off, which is being stored over there, which our constructing guys are going to come and pick up as they need to build different parts of our new and wonderful airport. So the construction is going along pretty well. Of course, I could always increase the number of builders or contractors that we have deployed, but really that just increases the cost. And we are spending, if you look up here on the top, we are spending a reasonable amount, or losing a reasonable amount of money every hour. $17,114 an hour. So that will be the cost of the builds. It will be the cost of the labour and the material involved. So yeah, I'm not particularly wanting to spend any more money at this stage. So the build's going okay. We are a little way from being finished. Let's double the speed. And while that's going on and while they're building, let's check out our notifications, get a few things organised. We don't care about applications. We have new emails. Yes, we have another new email. And we have a tutorial unlocked. Fine. Another one of that. What? Keep getting new applications. Right, the airport is closed. Yes. We have built an ATC, well, we are going to build an ATC tower, so even though they say it doesn't exist, we're there. We haven't built, oh, that's a good point actually. We haven't built any holding points on our taxiways, and the rest of that we do know about. Let's do that now, because that could cause us some problems if we don't. So we need to build the hold points on a taxiway, and basically it's for aircraft to hold up so they don't run into each other. We do know from previous experience that aircraft land in the north and take off to the south. So we know that down this end the aircraft will be coming off. So before we get on to this section of the taxiway, let's put a hold point there. We'll go up to the top and let's put, went at a taxiway node, and let's put a hold point there before they get onto the runway. Now that should basically cover it. We also know from experience that these nodes here are used to hold aircraft up. If there are other aircraft coming in to a stand and one down here wants to go out, they will actually stop at these node points here. So that's good. We don't have to worry about that. The game takes care of that. So our stands aren't built. runway is built, so we might as well open that. Now, the airport is closed, so we're not going to get any takeoff and landings, but let's just go through this. The runway has a condition of 100%. As each aircraft lands and takes off, the condition of the runway deteriorates. So from previous games, we saw that every time an aircraft lands, at least general aviation, the runway loses 1% of condition. So that every day, pretty much, we're going to have to repair the runway and keep it operational. The flight mode that we want on this particular runway is for takeoff and landing. You can designate some runways for takeoff, some runways for landing, but to start off with, we've only got one runway. We're going to use takeoff and landing. We're only going to allow small aircraft, not medium and not large. Oh, coming soon, okay. And we're only going to use general aviation at this time. We're not going to open our airport up to commercial aviation until we start making some money and get things organized. So that's the runway. Let's open that, because we're not going to get any traffic because the airport is still closed. Now, we're not going to open the airport, by the way, until we get our stands operational, our aircraft stands, because that is one way that we make money. We make money when aircraft land, make money when they take off, and we make money when they park on our stands and wait. And obviously overnight is a good time for us, because that's when we make a good deal of money, because most aircraft at the general aviation are not rated for instrument flying, and therefore they don't fly at night. So they basically are forced to stay parked and pay the fee for parking overnight. Okay, let's check our emails, because we will have some mail. The small airfield tutorial is unlocked, and yep, just a general email, small airfield tutorial unlocked. We'll save that, go back to the inbox. Welcome to your new airport, blah blah blah. Basically the same as the opening letter that we come in, so we'll save that. And of course, back in our inbox we have 2 spam mails, and they are from the same guy, and through the game we will continue to get these spam emails. I'm not going to look at them now. I'm just going to trash that one and trash that one. We'll have a look at those later. They're quite interesting, but even in a game, to make it more realistic, they give you junk email. Okay. Right, so while we're going, let's have a quick look at our aircraft stand. Now the aircraft stand is closed at the moment. It has 100% condition. Now at this stage, the 2 things that need repairs on a regular basis are the runway, which we've talked about just a minute ago, and the aircraft stands. The service roads, the ATC or air traffic control tower, don't need maintenance. These 2 things do. We'll be maintaining the runway daily, and the aircraft stands pretty much on an as required basis. They don't deteriorate as quickly as the runway, but they do deteriorate, so we'll just keep an eye on those, and when they get down a bit we'll be repairing them. So initially we're only going for general aviation, and let's open the stands, or at least that one. Right, so we'll wait now until the rest of them are done. And well, actually we have one open now, so what we can do is let's go to operations, Our airport is currently closed. We've got one stand available. The taxiways are ready and the runway is ready. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't open the airport, and we will always accept general aviation. Now, commercial aviation, you have to have a contract for. They won't fly in and out without a contract with your airport. But general aviation just comes and goes as it likes. Basically private pilots flying small aircraft. So as these aircraft stands get built, let's just open them up so that we're ready to go in the morning when the general aviation traffic starts moving around the skies. Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum. We're building an airport. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da, da-dum-da, dum. Okay. I don't actually know. I've never tried actually running the game without an air traffic control tower. So I don't know if for general aviation you actually would need the air traffic control tower in the game, although in real life, of course, you do. You can't have aircraft coming in and out of runways, general public runways, without some kind of traffic control being set up. Okay, so we're basically ready. We've got 4 aircraft stands ready to 4 top and 4 bottom aircraft stands ready to go. We've got runway and taxiways all set, and hopefully from the activity I can see down here, the air traffic control tower will be ready very soon. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Normally aircraft somewhere between 6 a.m. and 6:30. At first light you'll get traffic coming to and from the airport. So let's just increase the view there so we can see when our first aircraft come in and out. We've got one new mail in our email box. It's cloudy, no flights are scheduled, and we're accepting general aviation whenever it becomes available. 3 o'clock in the morning, got 3 hours. Let's check the email box. Oh, golden opportunity. Let's just have a quick read of this. Of course, good day. My name is Dr. William Munro, a staff. See, there you go, straight away. The grammar's terrible. A staff in the private clients section of a well-known bank here in London, England. One of our accounts, withholding balance. One of our accounts with a holding balance of £15 million sterling has been dormant and last operated 3 years ago. My goodness, grammar, my friend, grammar. From my investigations and confirmation, the owner of the said account, From my investigations what confirmation? From my investigations, the owner of said account is a foreigner by the name of John Shumejda, who died on the 4th of January 2002 in a plane crash in Birmingham. Well, you may work for a major bank in London, England, but you certainly were not educated in an English school. I say, that's shocking. Oh boy, let's trash that. Be done with it. Okay, aircraft. Our first aircraft came in at 6:18. Okay, we're rolling. We are now making money. So we're at $182,000 roughly. So we have spent $320,000 roughly getting ourselves set up here. So let's, I've just written that number down, 182,000, and we just need to keep an eye on things to make sure that we are actually making money, because that's what's going to keep our airport running. After all, we're an airport, but we're a business. So at the end of the day, to provide the service that our customers require, we need the revenue to be able to fund and supply that delightful service that those who come to our airport will learn to expect. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. We are doing okay. We've got 8 aircraft parked, and we've got taxiways are working fine. Now, I just want to go back and see if that taxiway node is still on our runway. Yeah, it's still there. But the aircraft aren't taxiing on the runway. So I think I'm going to call glitch on that one. Yeah, I'm going to call glitch on it. It doesn't seem to be interfering with the gameplay, even though it's a bit annoying aesthetically when you turn the traffic nodes on. But I'm pretty confident we can ignore it. If we do see aircraft taxiing on the runway, then actually we do have a problem, but I'm going to leave that for now. Okay, so we're 25 minutes into the game and we are making money. I think we're going to be okay. I think now we need to start looking at building towards getting some commercial stuff running. Let's just close that for a minute. Getting that out. My plan would be, because this road in the middle here is the public access road, my plan would be to extend that beyond these tarmac areas and to come up a little ways and have our passenger drop off and pick up zones up here. We'll build the terminal first of all on this side and going up there, so this area here, and we'll use this runway for our first service for commercial. We've already got the runway in, we've got the taxiway in, we just need to build the taxiway over to here and put the commercial stands in along here somewhere, so that this area generally here that I'm defining will become our first commercial area. That way, we're spending money on the building. We're going to have to put some things in there like security and ticketing. So the building itself is going to be quite large, and that will push it out towards the runway. But we're not spending too much money putting in additional runways and additional taxiways. So we're saving money in that area because we're utilizing what we've already built. Later on, my plan would be to put possibly another runway across the top for commercial, which of course you couldn't do in the real world because you couldn't have aircraft coming in and going out across the flight path of other aircraft using this runway, but in game it might work quite okay, I'm thinking. Okay, we've got 196,000, so we are making money. I think what we'll do is we'll start looking at building our road and our drop-off points up here in this game, and we'll just keep going. If we do get to the point where we're about to run out of money, what we can do is we can jump a day ahead. I believe dashboard, no, not dashboard, operations. Fast forward to next day. If we get to the point where we do start to run out of money in our bill, rather than borrow money, I'd rather fast forward the days and wait until we get the profit in to build. Okay, so let's get going. So first thing we need to do is extend the public road. Right, public road, and it's black, so it must be asphalt. So we will bring it, let's go, what have we got? 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's bring it up 6. Then we will add okay, what we're going to do is we're going to add a bus stop. Rotate the bus stop, and the bus stop 3 up. So I'll put in 2 bus stops, and we'll put off car drop-off points on the other side of the road. So we'll rotate those that way, and we'll line them up with the bus stops. Okay, we'll fill in the road. Tuk, 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 tuk. Road filling in, right? And we will add a pedestrian walkway so that the guys who get dropped off by car can actually cross the road, except we can't add one up there because we haven't put a road in. We might leave that road in there because we don't know if we're going to go anywhere else with that road as we build more infrastructure. So we've done that. We should probably put some sidewalk in so that people can get around. Now, we'll make the sidewalk the same size as the pedestrian crossing, which is one of these squares, because that seems to be what works. Ah, okay. How are we doing money-wise? 179. So far, so good. Actually, on no, why can't we build there? Structure, position of our... Oh, right. On this side... Oh. On the side where we put the 2 bus stops, this section here is actually footpath near the bus stop. But I'm going to put additional footpath on this side so that the people who come from the car drop-off points have also got enough space to walk around and it won't be overcrowded. Okay. So we've pretty much defined where the entrances for our airport are going to be, simply by virtue of the fact that we put the footpath there. Let's wait till we get some daylight back in the situation. 8 o'clock at night. Let's hurry up and get to the next day. We'll just close that a bit. Watching the money coming in as the little aircraft stay parked on our driveway. Driveway? Aircraft stands. Driveway. Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and security, the airport is now closed. During daylight hours of operation, please come back and take your aircraft. Leave them here overnight and give us the extra money that we so willingly take from you. I got another email. My goodness, Dr. William Munro is back. What a lovely man. I don't think we want to talk to him. Let's trash that. Okay. Midnight and buses are coming? Okay. Okay. So, while we're waiting for daylight to come, let's give a little bit of thought to how we're going to build, or what we're going to build as our first airport building. We need to build the foundation for our terminal. Oh, look at that, it gives us light. But we don't want to be wasting space, and yet by the same time we want to leave extra room for when we need to build things. Now, sooner possibly rather than later, we are going to invest in what I would describe as infrastructure for the airport, and that is not there, and that is in nope, now I'm confused. Must be construction. Overview, job tasks, incidents, construction. Job tasks, no. Operations, no. Economy. Procurement, there you go, thank you. We're going to be looking at putting in procurement, or what I would call infrastructure, which one of the first ones will be the Avgas fuel service, which means that when the aircraft come to our stands, we can actually refuel them. And that increases the revenue that the airport makes from the planes coming to and fro out of our services. Now the buses are already starting to come in. I noticed the buses coming up here, but of course they're dropping off people, but we've got no airport. So that was kind of an interesting mechanism. So let's just put that on hold for a second, and let's give some thought over here to our first airport building. So we are going to add infrastructure and services later on, and that means we're going to need vehicles coming off the public road and into our serviced road area. We're also going to need fuel tanks, and we're going to need other buildings that we will be putting around here to help meet these services. So the easiest thing to do is to use this space down here and this space up here for putting some of that infrastructure in. That way we leave the remainder of this area free for taxiways, baggage handling later on, and those sorts of things. This road and this road we can use as pre-built infrastructure, and again saving us space because we don't have to build roads along there. So I think what I'm saying here is that our airport building pretty much needs to be there, or the bottom end of it needs to be there, and it needs to go up probably a reasonable amount. Now people are going to come into the airport, they need to go to a ticketing office, then they need to go through security, and then they need to go to a waiting area. So we need a moderately large building. So let's start by laying foundations. Yep. Let's say you come through the door and you have 3 tiles before you get to the ticketing office. Let's assume the ticketing office is 2 tiles deep. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One more for good luck. Actually, I don't know. So 6 for in. Then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How are we going to run security? People come in and people go out. So we want the security at one end, the exit at the other. Okay, let's do this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, we've got 12 out. If we put a medium-sized aircraft stand behind that, it's not very far to go to the taxiway. Think I like that plan. So let's go up there and let's make it a good size airport. What could possibly stop us from using all that space? Who would know? Right, so we can carry on, because our construction crews will get ahead and build that while we work out what we're going to do with it. So I imagine we need a wall. My goodness, you've got to put walls on things? No, I think there is an external wall, and so these are internal walls. So we definitely want doors, and I think for an airport we want double sliding doors. And we want them on the outside here. So see that must be the external wall, because that's where it's willing to put the door. So let's go big double doors here, which is 1 in, and big double doors there, so people can get in and out. Oh look, the builders are here already. Excellent work, men. Yep, and they are building an external wall, so that's fine. So we've got, and the floor is dark grey as well. Okay, so we've got that. We need to divide things up, but I'm not really sure how big things are. So we go to airport items here, and there's things we're looking for. Oh yeah, we should have an info desk. Yeah, very helpful when people come to an airport and get lost. Then we have a check-in. Right, we've got a check-in. Then we go through security, and then before we get on to the aircraft, we go through a boarding desk. We're going to need bathrooms, which are down here, and we're going to need seats. We have different seats and things up here. I think we need to reverse engineer this for a small second. Let's go back out and build the infrastructure that we really need to see where we're going to put different things. 143,000. Okay. We're going to get an aircraft stand, and we're going to get a medium aircraft stand. Requires a ramp agent to perform inspection and baggage handling. And that's 150,000. Well, that's way too much money. We don't have anything like that. I suspect my plan not to borrow money is going to go out the window. You know what? I'm okay with putting that plan out the window because I want to build an airport. So let's go to loans. We're connecting to the banking system. Are we? Ah, there we go. 160. Whoa, 6% interest. Hourly cost. No. That's not a good idea. Right, I think what we need to do is just keep going while we make money. Right, 148,000. Job tasks, operations. They've got 209 left to construct. Actually, what's happening on the tutorial side of life? Let's see what we've done here. Oh, look at that. They've got taxiway on the runway. Okay. Time to get your hands dirty. Let's get started with the list of the necessary structures we need to have in place in order to receive the first flight. We have done that. Taxiway foundation, yes. Taxiway path, yes. And holding points, yes. We've built a small runway, built a small stand, built a taxiway foundation, runway and stand, build a taxiway path and connect it with runway and stand. We've done that. So that must be automatic. Now I don't recall in a previous version of the game that it did that. So not glitch. Set at least one holding point. We've got 2. Build an air traffic control tower. We've done that. Step 3, service 5 GA flights. We've opened the runway, open a stand, allow general aviation, open the airport, enable always accept general aviation. We've done that, and we've certainly serviced more than 5 flights. Ah, we should have built fuel services, which we did not do. Okay, so we've got a bit ahead of ourselves there, but that's okay. So alright, well we'll just go back and we'll retrofit that. Okay, so we've got to unlock Avgas and then build a vehicle checkpoint, build a service road, build a vehicle depot and build the Avgas fuel depot. Right. So, ooh, something's going on down here. Why, what? Hang on, what's going on? Why are they flashing at me? Ah, they're out of fuel. Right, alright, let's get this going. First of all, we need an access road, and because we are going to bring cars into the airport, we need to have them go through a security gate. Where is security checkpoint? Thank you kindly. Okay. So traffic goes in that direction. Okay. Now, we know that all the vehicles we order are going to come up this road, and then they're going to enter into, via our security, they're going to enter into our areas. And we are going to need to build buildings. So, what have we got in line with what are we available to build? I do not see the fuel depot. Nope. 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 Right. First thing is first. Let's go to procurement. And look at the 100LL fuel service. Avgas 100LL is an aviation fuel type used typically by general aviation aircraft. By purchasing this system, the airport will receive technology enabling the construction of Avgas 100LL fuel depots. The cost of this is $50,000. The delivery time will be 2 days, and the requirements are 1 aircraft stand. So let's go. Nope, 2 hours. Okay, interesting. Alright, we are off and running with that. So I think what we need to do is build our access point. My plan would be, even though it's not very secure, would be to put the gas tanks possibly against that road there, or up here next to this road. The problem at this stage is I can't tell how big they're going to be, so we need to wait till they're unlocked so that we can see how big they are. Our approval rating, we only have a 25% approval rating, 50% on passengers, 0 airlines, general aviation 50%. We are going to expect that to improve when we start offering services. In the meantime, we could be making some money. Fuel levels incredibly low. Okay. Last time I played the game, this problem with the fuel level and the marks did not come up, so there's been a release, and also the taxi on the runway is a new one. So there have been some modifications to the game. Interesting. I like it. It's getting more real to life and more difficult. So that's going to be very interesting as we go forward. I wonder what other surprises will be in there waiting for us. Right, how is How is... I've lost procurement again. Where are we up to? Build vehicle checkpoint, build vehicle depot, build an avgas fuel depot. Contracts, procurement. Product has been unlocked. Right. Let's just pause. Or let's just go down to normal speed. Have a look here. Fuel depot. There we go. Avgas 100 Li. Let's see how big you are. Ooh. You are going to be a problem. The problem is, and it may not be a serious problem, but the problem is that a general service road, if you look at the squares, takes 2 squares. So to make sure the road passes along next to it, I have to put it right up against the road. Which means that I can't have any security fence. But for the purposes of this game, I'm going to say that's okay. So let's put that there, basic fuel depot. Then we're going to need a checkpoint or vehicle checkpoint, which needs to go up there. So we'll put that there. Now, the public access road is just going to fit in there. And then the service road will be up here, and that will link. They can come in via the public road, through the checkpoint, past the fuel depot, and have access to all the stands where the aircraft are parked, including the air traffic control tower. Now the other thing we need is a vehicle depot. Vehicle depot. Vehicle depot. And we will put the vehicle depot, actually, you know what, let's put the vehicle depot there in line with our saving infrastructure space. And we are still having money in the bank, even if it's only $73,000. And our guys are busy building and we are going to be in a position very soon to supply fuel to our aircraft. Now we're 58 minutes into this video. I think I should probably call it at this point. Next episode, the real episode 2, we'll get our first fuel truck so that we can service the aircraft and supply them with fuel. That will also increase our revenue and hopefully make us more profitable. I came close to wanting to borrow some money, but the there were a payment schedule on it, and the amount we could borrow just wasn't worth it for this game. So even having said that I would stick to not borrowing, I almost weakened there and went ahead to borrow. But it looks like we're going to be able to get this next service up and running without the need to borrow money, which is good. So we're doing okay. I got a surprise by the taxiway on the runway, which I wasn't expecting, and also by the exclamation marks on the aircraft that are running low on fuel. So there have been some modifications to the game since the last time I played it, and they're good mods. They're making it harder and more realistic, which is really good to see. So thank you everyone for watching. If you like, please like. If you don't like, then please don't like. Subscribe would be great. And hopefully I will see you all in the next episode. My current plan is to have an episode up by Wednesday of every week. That's Sydney time in Australia. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this series and we'll get through it without me having to restart again. But I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. So thank you very much everyone. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye for now.